A quick update for everybody who's following. Today I had my appointments with my oncologist and with my plastic surgeon about where things are as far as recovery goes and kind of what's next. And I am very happy to report that despite not having the new Leicester shots, which boost my immunity, my blood levels are really good all around. Um, in fact, my thyroid levels are even good. Um, I'm at 5,300, I believe, was the white blood cell count. Um, well above where I should be. As Dr. Tepler put it, I am a healthy 33-year-old. When I pointed out that I'm not 33, he said, "No, I understand that you're still a healthy 33-year-old." So that's the good news, which means that at this point I'm in the clear, and I am in the post-chemotherapy recovery. So that means 6 weeks time my hair should start growing back. I should start feeling stronger again. And most of the after effects of the chemotherapy at this point, I've gone through the worst. So, knock on wood, I've gone through the worst. Right after that, I met with Dr. Norberg, my plastic surgeon, to see how things were going. And my blood cell counts were still good. He wanted to hold off doing the final fill, where putting in the saline in the expander implants, but he said everything's good. We'll just do it next week, and hopefully my reconstruction surgery will continue in February, first week of February. So hopefully we'll be seeing some good news in the next few weeks. I mentioned in my last vlog that the metformin trial that I was doing to complement the tamoxifen rejected me because apparently my tumor was still too small. Dr. Tepler and I had a very long conversation, and we are going to go forward with a tamoxifen. Um, the side effects that I had feared, he feels very strongly won't apply, and just given circumstances, shouldn't put me into menopause prematurely, etc. And a lot of my fears about going on the tamoxifen without something like the metformin to prevent weight gain, etc., are ill-founded, and we're working through that. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll be starting that treatment as well. And thank God I got the clearance to start exercising again. So I'm not going to be doing any heavy lifting any soon, but I'm going to be able to start doing stretching. I'm going to be able to start doing Pilates. I may even be able to get back on my bike soon. So that has me absolutely stoked, because I cannot tell you how crappy it is to be driving and looking out the door, looking out windows and seeing people on bikes in this crazy weather we've been having that is anything but January-like, and just getting so mad because I can't go on the bike. So I can start getting on the bike again. Thank God. So I think kind of it's still sinking in, but I finally hit the top of the mountain, and at this point it's going to be the descent, which is my favorite part of a bike ride. So a road bike ride, not a mountain bike ride. Mountain bike ride descent scare the crap out of me, but as far as a road ride goes, I'm good. So I'm very excited to kind of take this descent and go smooth sailing from now on, because I'm done with the climb. And anybody who's ridden with me, mountain or road, knows I hate climbs. So, but I've made it. So I'm very excited. I probably would be more excited if it weren't for the fact that I read this horrible article on Outside Magazine that this guy, Bill Gifford, wrote about the Lance Armstrong Foundation. That just had me, I have to tell you, I was flying high. I had my last chemo treatment on Friday, and I was nervous about being excited about being done with chemo, because I was so afraid that something was going to go wrong. But I think when I was sitting in there and Dr. Nordberg was congratulating me on being done, that it really sunk in that I'm done and I've made it through the worst. But this article has me so bummed. I'm so mad. I was crying because when I read it, and I just saw how horrifically judgmental and one-sided the article was, and how he was mocking not only this organization that has done so much for me and my family, but on top of it, to make it worse. I mean, he even mentioned by name people that I know and mentors that I've worked with, and treated them like they were jokes. And he refers to the event at Gracie Mansion, which I talked about when I gone to. Oh, I still have my thing. Um, when I had gone to Gracie Mansion to and had the opportunity to meet Lance for the first time, but that was the Livestrong event at Gracie Mansion. He's talking about it as being a lavish affair. Look, it was a lovely affair. Do not get me wrong. It was so beautifully done, but I would hardly call it lavish. The hors d'oeuvres were beautifully served, but they were modest. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It was there weren't crazy drinks. There wasn't any huge pomp and circumstance. It was actually a very tastefully simple affair. It wasn't a Lance fest. In fact, I'd say more of the focus was on the Jordanian princesses and the work that they did in Jordan and the film. Yeah, of course, Lance introduced it, and Lance spoke a bit after, and he stuck around quickly. It wasn't a Lance fest. It wasn't a huge meet and greet. I had the chance to meet him, but that's because of my friend literally dragged me kicking and well, I won't say kicking and screaming, but he dragged me over to meet him because he wanted me to have that boost. But to say it was a lavish affair, I mean, has this guy ever gone to any kind of event in New York City, any kind of fundraiser? Because I gotta tell you, I've run events that were more lavish than that. And again, that's not meant as a ding it for anybody at Gracie Mansion or affiliated with Livestrong. But when you use the word lavish and you're talking about a New York City event with a celebrity, we're talking very, I mean, hell, all you have to do is put on the Real Housewives of New York City and you can see what a lavish affair New York is. So, I don't know, whatever rock this guy came crawling out from under, maybe that qualified as a lavish affair. I don't even know if this guy attended it. I was there. Believe me, if it was lavish, I would have been wearing full cocktail event attire and everything. But this was, people were dressed business casual, maybe just business attire. Very modest, simple hors d'oeuvres, some passed, some done buffet style, but there was nothing. Some wine. There was. I don't even think there was any liquor there other than the wine. I mean, it was a very modest kind of wine and cheese hors d'oeuvre affair. Anyway, don't get me started. I've written a long response on my blog, rikalivestrong.blogspot.com, if you want to read my full response to the article. But Bill Gifford, I mean, seriously, have you ever? Don't get me started. I'm gonna go back to being happy about the fact that chemotherapy is done. At least I'm gonna try. So anyway, so that's done, and now that that's kind of in the clear, I'm trying to just get back into gear and get my strength up, get kind of back into the swing of things again and moving forward. So to everybody out there, YouTube Bill Gifford, because clearly you don't know how. Live strong, everyone.